Hey guys, welcome back to Room to Feel. I'm Ryan White. If this is your first time here, I want to let you know that we call our listeners roomies. And if you've been here before, welcome back, roomie. Let's make room to feel.
Oh, I feel like everyone knows who I am.
I know, but you know what? Like, I do think we need to kind of,
Okay.
set the stage here, right?
All
So,
right.
guys,
Do my intro.
we are with the one and the only, the 90s queen herself, the actress, the host, the amazing documentary filmmaker, Ricki Lake.
Aw, I'm so glad you said that. Thank you.
Well, listen, I think people who are listening to this know this, but this is my very first, I guess, jump into this new kind of career path that I'm taking, which you being such an iconic person in the hosting arena, someone I grew up watching every single day when I'd come home from school. It was you,
In
Oprah.
Colorado? You grew
in
up?
Colorado, yeah. So we didn't have social media then, right? So
No.
it's like you were our outlet, right? You guys, those people on the television screen were the way that we were getting fed information.
Yep.
So to have you here today means so much to me.
It's really a pleasure. Honestly, I feel this connection. Even though we don't know each other well,
Yeah.
I do feel this connection. And especially after the fire and
Yes.
seeing your work, I was such a fan and I am such a fan of your work. You're so gifted. And so, so when all that happened and you and your team reached out offering guidance and help through the process, I just feel like we're friends.
Thank you.
And I hope that's
I feel
not
like we're friends too.
presumptuous to say.
No, I mean, and listen, after today, we're going to be best friends. But I'm curious, I know when you launched the Ricki Lake show, how did that feel like the day before you launched that show? Were you nervous?
No, I
You
don't
excited?
get nervous. I don't have, my friends all say I don't have the doubt gene.
Good.
Like I just, when someone hires me and they choose me to do a job, it comes to mind Hairspray, my first big acting job. They picked me to be I was this fat girl, but to be the girl that wins the dance contest and gets the guy. So in my mind, I'm like, they've picked me, so I can do this. Of course I can do this. So there's just like no question. So with the talk show, even though I was 24 years old when I went on the air.
The youngest ever talk show host.
Yes, I think I'm still the youngest. I was 23 when I did the pilot. And so, that is presumptuous because I didn't even know who I was.
Right?
I had no idea. I hadn't, like my cerebral cortex was just kind of fully forming, I think, at that time. And but they offered me this opportunity. I was a big fan of Oprah's at that time.
Okay.
And I just basically was like, all right, I'm gonna just channel her. I'm gonna just think, what would she say? What would she ask? And I had that secret sauce at that time. I was really curious about people and relationships. I was really forthcoming about my own hardships and successes and my story. I was kind of this chubby girl that people related to. And I actually think because of my introduction as being Tracy Turnblad in Hairspray, I think there was a real like the underdog. I was like this girl that was non-threatening, that was likable and approachable. And so I think that was a great introduction to that platform that I ended up hosting for 11 years.
Wow. Yeah, in 2,000 episodes.
More than that, 3,200. But who's counting?
Well,
3,200
you should be
episodes.
counting. I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's a big
and I
difference.
could have kept going. Like the thing is, I walked away from that job.
Oh, you did?
Mm-hmm. I mean, my contract ended and I didn't renew it. We mutually decided to part ways. It was because of 9/11.
Is that why?
I did my show in New York.
And were you, so after 9/11, you just thought, listen, like I've done this now for 12 seasons, 13 seasons.
Well, at that point, it was like 9 seasons, 10 seasons. So, and I'd done it for a very long time. It was the top. I mean, it was a huge hit.
Yes.
It was an amazing job. I loved it. I'm so grateful. I mean, everything I have is because of that job. And 9/11, when I watched the plane, I mean, I saw the whole thing happen from my West Village apartment. Wow. And I had just given birth to my second son in my bathtub in my apartment 2 months before. So I was a new lactating mom. Super traumatized from that experience. And I remember having to go back to my show 2 days after. And the National Guard was in my neighborhood. I saw all the people leaving the towers that were lucky enough to get out that day, covered in that white soot and dust and zombies walking past my building. I'm watching one tower fall. I literally thought it was the end of the world. And I'm like, I'm going back to do the show that was like, my hoochie baby daddy thinks I'm a cheating blah, blah. I'm like, what?
What am I doing?
What the fuck am I doing
yeah.
here? And I just really started soul searching about where I can be even more impactful. What do I care about? And so I really looked at the things that were important to me at that time. And I was really deeply, profoundly impacted by the way I gave birth to my second son with midwives and, doulas and women, just, so I wanted to explore that world. And that became The Business of Being Born, which I consider to be my greatest achievement professionally. And I think that it has been super impactful on a very small scale. It's a little documentary that I made, but I funded that. I paid for it myself. I worked on it for 4 years. It's my own home birth experience in the film. So it's super personal. And I feel like I came into my voice and who I am as a woman and as a public figure from that experience. And so I left New York. I left my show. I left that marriage. I was married for almost 10 years, the father of my 2 kids. I made the leap out to Los Angeles out of fear. I mean, 9/11 scared the shit out of me.
So you moved from New York to LA.
I did, which is so ironic because here we are. How many years later? 22 years later, I left LA from this fire and moved back to New York. I never thought I would move back to New York.
Wow.
And it has been such a gift, like a blessing that my husband and I, this is my third, I say it's my third last and favorite husband, Ross. And
he seems very handsome, by the way. He's a big dude.
He is 6'6".
Yeah, we like
I like him big. I didn't know I liked him big. But yeah, he's just wonderful. And he'd never spent more than a week in New York City.
Really? Where'd he grow up?
San Diego.
Okay, so he's a California boy.
Mormon, devout Mormon.
Wow.
From San Diego, went to BYU, did a mission in San Francisco.
Yes.
Like he couldn't be further from my life in New York. I'm from New York.
You know what? He's probably thriving.
He loves it. We love it.
Yes.
We love it.
Yes.
Like, I cannot tell you what a surprise it has been because it was a very much a leap of faith, a very impulsive decision because, the fire happened. We that night we left and went to Ojai, not knowing if our house was going to be there the next day. It was gone. Our friend Kirby that was there that day went back to our house at 6 a.m. and got footage of our house on fire. It was still in flames. Basically, it was gone at that point, and he was crying. It was so emotional to see that footage of him going back there. And we didn't know where we were going to be. I mean, I took all of, how many 16,000 people were in the same boat as us trying to figure out where we're going to go. And we ended up going to Ojai for 3 weeks to my friend Robin's house. She was a freaking angel. And then from there, another friend, Gabby, my friend Gabby and her husband Rob, gifted us a month at their apartment in New York City, in Chelsea.
So that was
February, the month of February, we went and spent in New York. And it was then that I'm from, like I said, I was in the West Village when I left in 2003.
Where are you living right now in New York?
I bought a place on 18th and 10th.
I lived on 18th and 10th.
No, you did not.
Yes, I did.
You're fucking with me right now.
No.
What was your address? That's my building.
No!
I bought the penthouse.
No! Wait.
I'm freaking out.
I lived in unit on the 4th floor. I had 1 bedroom. And
the blue and white.
The blue and white, yes. Yeah.
I literally bought, there's 2 penthouses. I bought the one, and I have a full-on roof garden.
Yes, yeah. No, I know that building very, 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 very well because I had friends who lived in that penthouse when I lived in the building. I just want to make sure everyone knows that Ricki and I just figured out that she lives in New York right now currently. She just purchased a home in New York City. I said, oh, where? She said, on 18th and 10th. I said, I used to live on 18th and 10th. She said, where? I said, it's the blue and glass building. And
That's crazy.
wild.
And so we love it. We love it.
Wow, okay.
We love our neighborhood. That neighborhood has changed a lot.
Oh, well, with the High Line there and everything, it's beautiful.
And all the art galleries
So
and
nice,
the restaurants and Little Island. So for me, who lived in New York when my children were 6 and 2 when I left. Okay, they're now 28 and 24.
Still living in the city.
They live in the city.
Okay.
They live in Queens. Yeah,
Nice.
so I see them all the time. But like basically my lifestyle. So now I'm back. My kids are grown and out of the house. My husband and I, my new husband who doesn't know New York. And we are now living in this neighborhood. The High Line didn't exist when I left.
Nope.
The West Side Highway wasn't built up like it is now. So it's just been it's been amazing. I can't believe you lived in my building.
Wow. Oh my God. Okay, I'm a little shook right now. This is
beschert. Meant to be.
Meant to be, yes, Jewish. Yeah. I was married to a Jewish guy.
Were you?
Yeah, I got married under the
a huppah.
huppah, wear the yarmulke.
Yeah.
I did the whole.
I'm more culturally Jewish.
Yeah.
Like I wasn't bat mitzvah. Didn't go to temple. I don't know the holidays.
Sure.
I mean, I identify as being Jewish, but I'm not up to speed on all of it.
Okay.
But you know, yeah.
So I'm actually curious because the way that I got reintroduced to you was actually through the show Tyler Henry.
Oh.
Did you know that? I mean, this is
No,
how
I
I
didn't.
wanted to bring this up because I'm like, I wonder if she remembers when we first connected.
Wait, how do we connect through Tyler
So
Henry?
we connected because you were on Tyler Henry show, the amazing medium, Tyler Henry.
Amazing
medium.
lovely
Which is also why
soul.
we are obsessed with each other because we love that kind of stuff.
I
right?
love
Like,
that
I'm
stuff, but
all
I
about
love.
that.
He's a beautiful person.
Beautiful. But at the end of the day, he's such a sweet, sweet, sweet soul, right? And I saw you on his show and you started talking about a cuddle puddle. And I'm thinking to myself, this is before the fires, and she's going on about this cuddle puddle this, cuddle puddle that. I'm like, I just did a cuddle puddle in Malibu. Ricki says she lives in Malibu. I'm like, what's this chick up to? So I go to my Instagram to look you up. You're following me. And I said to myself, first of all, the 15-year-old gay boy screamed very, very loud inside. And I'm like, Ricki Lake follows me? Oh my God. It's like better than
That
Beyonce.
is so crazy.
And
Annie Crown Shield.
yes.
My husband dated Annie.
Who is the woman who does a lot of our fabrication
Right.
and helped make the cuddle puddle
Yes.
in this home in Malibu.
Yes.
And so I wrote to you and I said, hey, Ricki, saw you on Tyler. You were talking about a cuddle puddle. By the way, I just did a cuddle puddle. Thought you might care or something. And you're like, yeah, hello, duh. We saw the cuddle
I had
puddle.
already seen it.
Yes,
I went to
know.
an open house.
I was
Okay,
wondering,
all
so
right.
how did you see, that's what I'm so curious. Like, how did you see the cuddle puddle in
I'm
Malibu?
trying to remember how I heard about the open house, but I can't really remember.
Well, it's fine. You went to the open house. I guess.
did,
Yeah.
and knows a bunch of my friends. I didn't know him, but I met him there, befriended him, and I was blown away by that project and that house. And so we'd been wanting John Bonney,
Yes.
who is sort of the Sherpa, the shepherd of my house, everything, all the amazing decisions we made with my house, the original house, were his ideas.
He's so talented, from what I've seen on
his
his Instagram.
execution
Yeah.
and him finding the artisans and like he's just we're both very like-minded. And so I went and saw it, took pictures. I'm like, I want this for our guest house. We were doing an
Gotcha,
ADU.
gotcha. Yes,
And so we created the whole thing. We spent all this money, architect, engineer, the
Yes.
whole thing. And we were submitting to the city of Malibu for what we were doing for the ADU the day before the Franklin fire, which was the fire before the other one.
Yeah.
So
Couple
we
weeks
never got
before.
our plans in, and that we're not doing a cuddle puddle. It's
Okay.
not happening. But that was genius.
Oh, thank you.
Genius. Was that your idea?
Yeah, of course. I mean, that whole house was, it used to be Sally Field's home. I don't know if you
Okay.
know that.
I didn't know
And before that
that.
was Olivia Newton-John's house.
Okay.
So it has like some
Wow,
little
it has this
cute history.
history.
And the house itself was on 3.5 acres.
Yes. With
And-
no ocean view.
With no ocean view, which
what
is
the
insane.
hell in
insane,
Malibu?
insane,
that
insane,
feels
insane.
like a travesty.
Yeah.
But
you're a garden person. Listen, you love all
Yes.
that. So the grounds, like the trees, I used to joke, like I go on the property and I'd be like, I feel like I'm looking at like I'm in Jurassic Park, because
Yeah.
the trees are so big and I
Yes.
felt like there's like brontosaurus.
it was incredible. It was I took my breath away
beautiful.
from start to finish. Like just yeah.
Thank
it was
you.
it was unreal. And on the same level, my house was that special.
I know,
too.
yes, and I've
and
seen
when we did
photos and
connect, I
videos,
wanted
yes.
you to see it.
Yes.
I'm really sad you didn't get to see it
know.
because pictures, it didn't even do
It doesn't
justice.
do it justice. Yeah.
No.
The energy, well, this is like the whole point of this show, right? It's like all about like the feeling of what is inside a house, the feeling what's inside you,
Yeah.
what makes you feel safe,
Yeah.
whether it's in your body or in your home that you live in. But I think there's something, the essence of that can't be recreated, it can't be shown on film or a photograph. So I'm very blessed that you got to see
And
that
may
house.
I share?
Yes.
May I share that also a running theme through my life? I've had many homes. I've had, lots of I've had lots of ups and downs in my career.
Yes.
And so I was molested as a small child in my childhood home. So I never felt safe. Like there was a running theme throughout my life where I never felt like I was safe, or B, I was home, truly home.
Wow.
And it was the creation of my final resting place, this home in Malibu that took so long to build, so long to find. I bought it with my last husband, who
Yes.
then passed away halfway through building this house, that I finally felt like I was home when I found Ross and we moved in together on Valentine's Day 2021, after this process of just landing here and creating
Yes.
it. And yeah, so I finally felt like this is where I get to spend the rest of my days.
Yeah.
And then not even for almost 4 years to the day, it's taken away by this tragic
Horrible fire.
you know? And I thought for sure the house was going to survive because Christian, my beloved who passed, he's protecting it. I had a crystal energy grid done on the house. So like in the foundation, in the drywall surrounding my house, I had these shadow boxes of all these crystals and materials, copper, things that were native to that land, the Chumash, with these shadow boxes that were all artists, like an artist did them throughout the house. They were in the wall, so you couldn't see them, but they were in the foundation to protect the house. So I thought for sure when I was driving away, there's no way we're going to be okay. And no.
Crystals can only do so much.
I know.
That's the moral of the story, you know.
Yes, and none of it survived. Like we didn't find
none of the
anything.
crystals either.
No, well, we didn't find.
Well, you know what?
anything.
Now they're in the earth.
They are
protecting in a different way.
Absolutely. Yeah. So and then when I was saying I didn't feel like I was home or safe. My first home I said about when I was a little girl. Later I bought a house when I was 19 and bought it during the height of the housing market, and then the crash happened and I lost my job, so I couldn't pay my mortgage and it was taken away. It was foreclosed.
Wait. What was the job?
The job was a show called China Beach.
Okay.
And I was 21.
So this is before Ricki Lake.
The talk show.
Before the talk show.
I had bought this house in the Hollywood Hills. I'd taken everything I'd earned between Hairspray and China Beach, put it all into the down payment of the house, and then the housing crash happened in 1989, 1990, and I had to walk away from everything I put in that house. And so it ended up being an amazing life lesson because I was 21 and had no business owning a home at that time.
Totally.
But, I was homeless at that time. I had to find a place to live, scramble, and ended up in a pool house deep in the valley. And that was right before I got the talk show.
Listen, so we've only about 20 minutes in, and all I know is you're a survivor.
I am a survivor.
Unreal. The new name of the show is called Survivor.
Right.
Okay, that is incredible. And I think just seeing your resilience on everything you've already talked about is so inspiring to me, and I'm sure everyone listening. I want to know, though, like about Hairspray, a couple things. You were only 19.
I was 18.
You were 18. Okay, Google lied.
It came
ChatGPT
out.
lied.
Was I 19 when it came out? I was 18 when I made the film in 87 and then turned 19. Yeah.
Got it. So is it true that you didn't have any acting experience before this?
That's not really true.
Okay.
So I was a musical theater major at Ithaca College for 1 year.
Okay.
Not that didn't give me necessarily experience. I had done an episode of Kate and Allie when I was 15, which I don't know. I'm totally dating myself because most people are too young or were born to remember.
Everyone look up Kate and Allie. Because I'm sure it was
St.
great.
James and Jane Curtin,
Okay,
and it was a really cute sitcom in New York City. They were shot it was shot actually where Stephen Colbert and Letterman did his show.
Oh, okay.
So that's where the soundstage where it was.
Got it.
And I was 15. I think I got my SAG card from that and an episode of Fame, the TV series.
Oh, wow. That's
I
amazing.
was basically a glorified extra in a scene with Janet Jackson. She was on Fame, the TV series, and I did a scene with Janet Jackson when I was 15 or 16.
Okay.
And then that was basically it. Like then I got Hairspray.
And then boom, John Waters calls and says,
my
"You
hero,
are
my
the
mentor." Lead. Yes.
Like you are the one.
Yes.
Wow.
And I didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
So I'd never heard of him. I didn't know who Divine was.
Is that kind of better though? Like, would you feel like maybe like less pressure that you didn't know this big?
I didn't feel pressure.
Yeah. Well, you don't feel pressure. Like
I don't
you
ever
said.
feel.
You don't have that.
I don't really feel pressure. I think it's being naive.
Yeah,
I think it's
that's
just being
good.
green and maybe stupid. But I didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I just was looking at it as like a great job opportunity where I was going to not have to go back to college because I didn't want to go back. So my mother and I made this arrangement that if I, were to get some acting work, I wouldn't have to go back. And so that job I remember I made like $20,000 that summer. And it was more money than I'd
on
ever
that job.
seen.
That's how much
on that job. Well, scale. I got scale
for Hairspray. You made $20,000.
Well, total. It was like an 8-week shoot, and I was making. I mean, it was like more money.
Of course,
I don't come from money. That's the thing. I'm not a nepo baby.
Yeah.
My father was a pharmacist. My mother was a stay-at-home housemaker, whatever, homemaker.
Yeah.
And so it was a lot of money for me. It was a big deal.
yeah.
And then of course it was the starring role in this movie. But at the time when I was making the film, it was like, just me with all these kids and all the, Debbie Harry and having the time of my life. I didn't even process that it's going to actually come out and change my life.
Yes.
I'm
I was
just
gonna ask,
in it.
Did you feel like when you were in it, you're like, wow, I think this might be like a cult film and people.
No,
No, you
and
didn't.
that
Feel,
it would
you were just
ever
having fun.
like become a musical and
Yes,
another movie
and then another movie and
I
have John Travolta starring and all these other people.
It's crazy. It's bonkers. I did not process that.
Did you have a crush on that cute boy that was your?
All of them.
He was cute. The
Michael St. Gerard.
Yeah. He's a little babe.
I just talked to him actually I haven't talked to him in a long time. He is amazing. He was Link Larkin. Link Larkin.
Yeah.
He was incredible.
Wow.
He was very, very kind to me because I was, I'd never really been the object of any guy's affection. I was this very chubby girl who at 1 year of college was in love with the gay guy who was still closeted. He hadn't
We've
come
all been
out.
there as women.
Oh, Scott. Scott broke my heart, and I'm not gonna say his last name, but like, at the time I'm 200 pounds, and I'm like, oh, he's not gonna he doesn't like me because I'm fat, but no, it's because he was struggling with his own identity.
He likes other parts.
It was sophomore year that he came out, and I was long gone by that time.
Probably made you feel a little better.
Right?
You're like,
it did actually.
Yeah, of course it should. It's not about you.
Yeah, because I blame myself, and but no, Link Larkin, Michael St. Gerard was such a sweetheart to me.
I have a question. What's the reasoning for the Edna, your mom, and the character's name in the movie, the mom?
Divine, Edna Turnblad.
Yeah, Turnblad. Why do they cast a man for that role?
Okay, John Waters. Divine was John Waters' muse.
Okay.
So in all of the movies, Pink Flamingos, he's in every single one of them, and he's iconic.
Yes.
So Divine was always in female trouble. He played a female character, and he played the mother and the daughter. In Hairspray, he plays a male character too at the end, and Divine was always like the
muse of.
The muse of John.
Yeah,
and so I was lucky enough to become one of his muses as well after the fact. And Divine died 8 days after Hairspray opened.
Oh.
It was just the greatest tragedy. He died in his sleep. He was doing an episode of Married with Children. He was 42 years old, and he just didn't wake up.
What?
It was so sad. And for me, I was suddenly this overnight star with this movie, and having to grapple with that emotional experience of like all my dreams coming true in one day, and then my co-star passing away like that. It was horrible. I think we just the day of his death was, I think, March 7th, and it was like how many years? 38 years or something crazy like that.
Wow. Okay, that leads me to kind of thinking about just, again, everything you've said to me today, the things I know about you in regards to just, I guess, your resilience in life in general, and the trauma that you've gone through. I mean, the fucking 6 things you said in this, again, interview so far are more than most people go through. One of those things. So I'm a huge advocate for mental health and taking care of your mental health. And I think with your ex-husband, who I'm
Christian Evans.
so sorry about that. And suicide, I think, is one of the hardest things to go through after the fact. I've been through that as well.
And bipolar disorder.
And being with someone who is very, mentally sick. I'm curious, like, how were your emotions right after, I guess, your husband decided to take his own life? And how do you still handle that? Like, what are you still working through that?
I mean, I think I've made peace with that experience. I mean, the harder part, it's so hard to quantify, but basically dealing with the mental illness and the breakdowns and the psychotic episodes were harder than the ultimate, his death, because that was the shock. Like seeing a person that you love, that you've committed to. I was married to him, and to see him turn and become a totally different person, where he was so dangerous to himself and to others, and that was the most shocking piece for me, because I'm someone that's like, I'm a manifester, I'm a provider, I make
doer.
Shit happen.
Exactly.
I should be able to fix him. I should be able to save him. The fact that I couldn't do that was really, I mean, those are some of the darkest days. I mean, the fire, it's like these experiences that I've had are so deeply traumatizing and life-changing in a moment. But with Christian, like, I was alone. He was my partner, and he succumbed to this illness and ultimately his death. I felt so alone. I felt so lonely, even though I was supported, and I went through a lot of, just treatment and therapy and ayahuasca journeys, and like I went on this pilgrimage for like a year. I was desperate to heal, to try to make sense of why did this happen to me. how do I move on? How do I, so with the fire, I have Ross. I have
Yeah.
my anchor,
Yeah.
who is such a man and such an equal, like I have a partner.
Yeah.
I have an equal partner in this relationship, where I didn't have that with Christian or with my first, marriage. I didn't feel like I had that with my first marriage. So, but to answer your question, I mean, it's been, I don't know, it's like putting one foot in front of the other. When Christian died, I remember I was living in the marina, and I was living on the channel, like right on the water. I was there for 7.5 years because it took that long to build my house. And so he died in 2017. And I just remember like having to take my other dog. I had another dog named Mama. I had to take her outside and take her to, take care of her.
Yeah.
And it was just putting one foot in front of the other on my walk in the marina every day. And I would force myself to look up at the sun and smile and find gratitude for my life and the gifts I do have. And it was just this exercise of just, and it just each day with time, it got easier, but you never truly heal.
Get over that.
It's like me, I feel my eyes getting wet.
Yeah.
It's just part of my story. But Christian was so sick, but so gifted and such like a teacher for me. And I am profoundly a better person having gone through that relationship, having had him, loved him, and lost him, losing him. I think, are you feeling him? You probably are.
I think it's such a profound thing that you said about just putting one foot in front of the other. I think there's so many people in life that go through traumatic situations and they don't know where to start. It's as simple as that. It's difficult beyond to just even do that, but it really is as simple as just wake up. I think dogs are our safe haven, right? In these type of situations. If you don't have a partner, if you don't have someone, get an animal, get someone to take care of, because if you can take care of someone else, you can take care of yourself.
Absolutely.
I think it's really important to say that sometimes the glass isn't half full. In my life, I've always seen the glass half full, and that's gotten me into trouble because I don't look sometimes at like what is actually not going right. And that like, it's almost like I'm disillusioning myself, right? So I think to say some days you might have a day that feels not great is good.
Yeah.
That's called being human.
Yeah.
A lot of us put on this perfection of like, we can't show emotion. And I think that, especially men, I think, and in general, we're like, well, I just got to keep fucking putting my bootstraps up. It's like, no, if you want to fucking cry, cry.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about your emotions, talk about them, So I find you to be such an inspiration for that.
Thank you.
That's so powerful.
I don't set out to be a role model or an expert or like, I have not figured it out, but I am, I am someone that's like very comfortable sharing my life experience. It helps me talking about Christian, talking about mental health and loving someone with a mental illness. It's helped me that I've helped others. Like it's a cathartic thing for me. And we're all struggling with our mental health right now. We are all these times we are living in are so scary. It is, these are dark days
Do you
that
have
we're
any
in.
rituals that you do like on a daily basis to just keep your mental health in somewhat of check?
Well, when I lived in Malibu for those 4 years, I hiked every single day out in nature. That was my meditation. I did do TM. I got, I got my mantra, and I don't really meditate. I should. But that is what I do. And while I've been here, so I came out after the first storm in New York. We got the hell out of New York and came out here and rented a place in the Palisades. And so I've been hiking every single day with her. And that is really good for starting my day.
Yep. I think, again, to the point of just movement. And that is like a type of meditation, right? I mean, that is just so necessary.
It's just quiet. Levels. It's like, and for this time, it was me getting healthy. Like I lost a lot of weight. I got my,
You look fantastic.
Thank
by
you.
The way, Ricki showed up today. She says, I'm not wearing a stitch of makeup. I'm like, your skin is insane.
Thank you.
so like clear.
I have a secret that I told the world. No, I had a facelift a year and a half ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I told the world. I blew him up.
Was this a you thing, or was it a society thing? Like you felt pressure, or was
no. And I was just looking on Instagram before I was coming here. I saw some feed about some woman talking about she chooses not to, enhance herself with surgery.
Okay.
For me, it was very specific because I have my gray hair. I don't dye my hair. I own that I'm 57 and I'm going to be 57 and a half next month.
Amazing.
This month. And I lost 40 pounds naturally without the use of any pharmaceutical. Not that there's
Really?
anything wrong with
Yes.
that, but I did it hiking,
Hiking,
intermittent fasting,
okay.
keto. Like I did a very specific thing for a year.
Okay.
And I lost 40 pounds.
Wow.
And suddenly this
Was
was
like
hanging.
Okay.
I had
Yeah,
like
yeah,
an
yeah.
extra appendage under my chin. I did not like it. It
Yep.
wasn't going to grow back
It was
with
snap
any
right back
cream
up.
or any
Exactly.
threading.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
not going to.
yeah.
So my dear friend, she had an experience with a plastic surgeon. She had a lower facelift and neck lift, and maybe some other stuff. I don't remember. But I saw her 8 days after her surgery, and she is the friend that does all the homework for you.
Oh, we love those
She went
friends.
around the country, met with over a dozen surgeons, the best of the best,
Okay.
and she chose this guy, Dr. Alan Foulad, who's young and at the prime of his career. And I trusted her, and I saw her, and I heard about her experience. And it wasn't just how good she looked, which she did. It was the euphoria. She was in this state of just bliss from the experience. And I was like, I'll have what she's having.
Ding, ding, ding.
I was literally,
I'll
I
take
couldn't
one.
get into his office fast enough. And this was a year and a half ago. I booked the next available appointment. Like, again, I don't doubt myself. When
Sure.
I make a
Yeah, you
decision,
go for
I'm
it.
very impulsive. And I just knew he was the guy. And I had this, you can't see a
was gonna
scar
say, I'm trying to, like, look- as she's
on
talking, I'm like,
my
where's the
face.
scar?
Not one.
Wow,
I mean,
they said that's a great sign.
and I
of a
look like
surgeon when you
me.
don't have
Yeah.
scars.
So I
think you
had.
look very much like you.
Thank you.
I mean,
The best, the refreshed version of me. And so I am all for pro-choice, like
Yes.
informed choice. And I think anyone should do whatever they want to do to enhance, to feel good about themselves. I didn't do this to look younger. I did this because I did not like what was happening under
Yes.
my chin. And
I had a facelift 3 years ago.
Did you?
No.
Oh,
But I'm turning 42
Yeah.
in March, at the
Okay.
end of this month.
24th.
24th. And, it is one of those things. You start to, like, you look in the mirror, you start to, like, do the pulling up and whatever. And I'm a big believer like you. I think it's like, if you feel like you need something for yourself, fucking do it. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter what anyone else says.
Yeah.
But I also believe in doing, like, multiple things, like losing the weight naturally, maybe taking Ozempic. I think you have to do a lot not to get the end result. It can't just be one thing.
There's a lot.
There's a lot you have to
out
put
there
into
for
it.
us.
Yeah,
There's
exactly.
a lot we can do to help us feel our best. But like I said, I really do. I really own my age, and I actually love being this age. I love that I have grown children that I have this new relationship with. I love the life experience I've had. I love the wisdom that I've gained. And even like with the relationship I had with Christian, I feel like I really love and value myself in a way that I didn't before that relationship. So, these chapters, like this is the best
I was
chapter of
just
my
gonna say,
life.
is this like the best season you think?
I think
of
so.
your life? Yeah.
Yes.
I think it will just keep
I wish
getting
my
better.
house didn't burn down. Like I wish, like if I could turn back the clock.
Yeah.
Part of me, even though the New York thing is amazing,
I was just
it's
gonna
like
say, but then you wouldn't have the New York thing.
I
and
know.
Then now you're going to build something else that's beautiful, and then also you're going to be sitting in this house thinking, "Holy shit! I can't believe I have this house and a fucking penthouse."
But I
It's like,
lost my Hairspray script that was signed by every actor,
Sure.
and
But you know what? You have that. You have that right now. You're talking about it. It doesn't matter. It's just a fucking material thing.
My grandparents' photo album. Like there's things that like literally, it's like a dagger in my heart of like, why didn't I grab
But
that?
you're going to lose those, no matter what.
Yeah, that's true. You
When
can't
you're
take
not
it with
here,
you.
you're not
Yeah.
taking it. So who
Right.
gives a fuck,
It's-
right? Like it's great.
yeah.
We're talking about it. You right now you're remembering those photo albums more than you would if they sat and got dusty.
True.
More than you would have if you looked at the script. You know?
Yep.
So
Yep.
I mean, those things suck, but they're also so beautiful in
Yep.
so many different ways.
True.
Is there one belief that you had about yourself that finally you just said one day, "I'm fucking over this. I'm not believing this about myself anymore."
I mean, I think I used to beat myself up when I'd look in the mirror. There was, times I would come down on myself of just like, why can't
Like with weight.
with just like you're just not liking what I see when I look in the mirror at times, and that was a waste of time.
How did that change, or when did that change? Was there something that happened that you're like,
I don't know. I mean, I still have days where I'm like, ugh, I wish my hair was whatever,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's like as we get older, it's like I'm never going to be as young as I am right now.
Yeah, exactly.
It's
Enjoy
like
the fucking moment.
What is the alternative?
Yes.
And
And
it's
healthy
like
as you are right now.
embracing. Yeah. So I think that is what I'd probably, I just wish I didn't waste as much time not really being kind to myself.
Was there someone in your life that you felt like just saw you for you the first time? Is there someone that kind of?
I mean, Christian Evans. I mean, all the men in my life. I think Rob Sussman, my first husband, absolutely adored me, fell madly. I've had great love in my life. I'm
tell.
like,
Yeah,
as
that's
this chubby
amazing.
girl who struggled to like get the guy to like me
Yeah.
early on, you know, and through my life, I've had great love, you know, intentional. Like I made 2 children with my first husband, 2 extraordinary young men that I've raised that are incredible. And then Christian Evans loved me dearly. Ross, did I answer your question? But also John Waters, I think, saw in me the magic that is me,
possessed,
you know?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think it's just beautiful when someone sees you.
Totally.
For you.
I feel seen. Like,
You
I
know?
do feel held by the public,
Yes.
public. Like, I think there's been so much goodwill throughout my career. People rooting for me. I mean, even like with the fire. I mean, I think that part of that goes hand in hand of like me sharing my hardships and the things I'm going through, and then getting it back in spades with the public, just rooting for me and
being right there next
watching
to
my
you.
house, like
Yes.
me going back to my property, and I shoot these Instagram lives and show what the garden looks like now, and seeing people, you know, with the photos that
Yes.
that this woman found. Photos of me with my kids.
Yes, that was crazy.
Like people writing me that they
Yes.
were in tears
Yes,
hearing
yes,
this story.
yes.
So I feel very seen and held by much of the world.
Okay, that brings me to a segment that we have, which is the room that made you. So we kind of do this thing where I production reach out to someone that loves you. In your instance, it's a good friend of yours named John Bonnie.
More than a friend, yeah. More than a
is he a
friend.
lover?
No. No. He's a gay bear.
Yeah. I was like, I've
proud
seen photos
gay
of this
bear.
guy. I don't.
No, he's one of my dear friends, and we've known each other. So he worked on my house in Brentwood. So I had a house before the marina, before Malibu.
Okay.
I had a home in Brentwood, and he did my garden. He did my vegetable garden back when I didn't know what Swiss chard was. And he became a very dear soul brother,
Okay.
and then became my landscape designer at my house in Malibu. He was also very close to Christian, my husband, who passed. So when he, going through his mental illness, like more like a friend, we went to Burning Man together.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
Okay, like a family member.
Yes,
At this
and
point.
he's overseeing the new project of Malibu.
Okay. Well, he sent us a little 2-minute clip that a little voice memo that I have not heard. And
Okay.
You've not heard, right?
Okay, I've not heard.
So it's just we want to know what he feels is the room that made you. And then
Okay.
we'll talk about it.
Hi, my name is John Bonnie, and I am Ricky's landscape designer and best friend of many, 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 many years. And I think the space that really speaks to Ricki, where Ricki really comes alive and it's a reflection of her essence, is the outdoor space that we created together. I designed a ceremonial space for special gatherings that includes this beautiful white flagstone patio and built into kind of like a hillside with boulders with scented plants, healing plants, scented citronella and sages. And it's adjacent to another area that overlooks all of Malibu up the coast. And Ricki would post a lot from that space with her arms up in the air, just so like happy to be there, and basically acknowledging her gratitude towards the sun and the spot itself. It's where she and Ross got married. It's also adjacent to an area where we scattered ashes from her ex-husband. And we also had a pendant light created and commissioned that is a sacred piece of geometry that survived the fires. So it's been a really special place of gathering. It's a great space for Ricki on her own, just to kind of have some solitude. But it's also a great space to gather when she entertains. And as we move forward and with the rebuild of the house, I think we'll definitely include this as part of her home and expand upon it, but it definitely is a place where Ricki shines bright. And it's also a sense of like, Ricki's always been able to land back on her feet in the face of tragedy. So may that light always be representative of the light within her.
You're tearing up. I
I
mean,
know. It's so cute. It's so sweet. And it's so true. That is the perfect, it is a perfect spot. And he created the rock wall because we love Ibiza. Ibiza was my place, and so we wanted to kind of reflect that part of the world. And then the piece of art is this Burning Man artist that and it spins and it creates.
He said something was actually saved from the
because
fire,
it was
right?
metal. It survived the fire. A lot of my exterior, like the garden, survived. The house was complete. Not one mug was saved. Nothing survived. But on the exterior, so we have that piece of art that'll be there. And he didn't mention, but we did Christian's celebration of his life on that property. It was under construction then in 2017. So we did like this altar there.
I mean, Jesus Christ.
I know.
It's like the memories are like, that is definitely the room that made you. I mean, we've all had many of these rooms, but to hear that from such a close friend and who gets you.
You asked who sees you. That's one of the people in my life that sees me better than anyone.
Wow. My God.
Wow. Yeah.
That's hard.
Got me crying.
Yeah. I was like, I was getting emotional just looking at you because to see your sincere love for John, you can tell how much that meant to you.
He's an angel, and he's a healer. He does these amazing retreats and healings. He's amazing. Yeah, I'm very lucky to have him in my life.
We're lucky to have our good friends. Okay, so kind of switching it up a notch. I'm curious about the old "Go Ricki" song. So. We all know, go Ricki, and I just saw it on SNL.
I know.
Where I about fainted.
I know.
And I was like, wait, what?
Well, I'm a gay man now because Connor
and Heated Rivalry and the whole thing.
I am so obsessed with him.
Did you watch Heated Rivalry?
3 times.
Okay, good. Okay.
And I'm going to actually watch on the plane ride home again.
I watched it on the plane too, and people were looking at me like I was a freak. I'm like, I don't care. You guys watch straight stuff all day long.
I'm coming to the cottage.
I'm coming to the cottage.
Yeah, when they
you
did
can
the
rent
Go
that cottage, by the way.
I saw it's an Airbnb.
It's an Airbnb.
I'm going to Canada. I'm making a
Rent
film in Canada.
Oh wow!
And I wonder if I'm going to be. I think it's on the Toronto side. I think it's on the East Coast. I'm going to be on the West Coast. But I saw the Go Ricki thing, and I was like, they paying homage to me and my show. That was wild.
Wasn't that wild? Like all these years later, like it still comes up.
I know. And that came out organically.
I was going to say, how did that happen?
It was never prompted to it just came.
People were just in the
audience. Fruition with the audience. Like... I mean, our show was, it was out of New York. Mm-hmm. It was a party. It was a real party atmosphere. People were there to have a good time. I mean, our show back in the heyday, it was like a 6-month waiting list to get tickets to come to our show. Wow. It was like the ticket, between Letterman and our show. It was the thing to come do when you came to town. And
we had a dog fart, by the way.
What?
We have a dog fart going on, just so you know. I don't want you thinking I farted.
A dog fart? Oh, did she fart? Oh, I'm sorry. I can't.
No, it's nothing to apologize about. I'm like,
was there noise?
No, it's a smell.
Just a smell?
It's a smell. It's a
I
wafting
can't smell.
And you know what? As long as you don't think it's me, that's all I care about.
Okay, no, and it wasn't me. I will fess up. I have no problem coming clean, but it wasn't me. Sorry about that.
Just like on Ricki, we just talk about everything.
Okay,
here.
Absolutely.
Okay, wait. So yes, I remember as a child just how crazy it felt like that show was because it was every day, right?
Yes.
I mean, it was
on twice a day in most places, and it was syndicated, so it was a different time.
Okay.
Usually 4 or 5 o'clock every single day, and then they do a rerun later in the middle of the night, or I can't remember, but it was and it was all over the world. So like places like the Philippines and Israel and South Africa and like places I'd never been to.
Of course. Now know
it was
who you are
wild.
and see you every day. Because that's it. It's like Ellen and Oprah. Like you end up feeling like we know you guys, because we're with you every single day. We see you more than we see our parents sometimes or siblings. Now, do you feel like looking back on that era, obviously the world was so different and the things that were being talked about. I just remember as a kid, I would see you or Oprah or Jerry Springer talking about gay people and it never came off. At that time, it was like, it always felt like there was something being kind of discouraged about it or making fun of being gay or something.
On my show?
No. In general, at time in life. Like, in that lifetime, like being like, it was never like celebrating, oh, this is a gay person. It was kind of like, oh, your husband might be gay or this person's coming out. Do you look back on that and think like how far we've come, I guess?
Well, I look back on the show that I did. We always treated every single relationship equally.
Yeah.
And because of my background with John Waters and Divine and that whole world, it was natural for me to just treat everybody the same. And so I think we did a lot for young people growing up in middle America and not seeing themselves represented. I think we absolutely did such a service to amplify and project what what relationships look like. And I'm
all
really proud of
different
that.
ways.
I mean, there's been so many times people come up to me and say thank you
Yes.
for showing me representation or, giving a voice to the marginalized. And and the underdog, know? Yeah.
Is there an actual moment in the show that is a standout? Like, I know you watch some of the clips. I see that on Instagram, like you'll repost certain clips that people post and stuff. Is there one or two that you're like, this was the craziest episode I've ever encountered, or the craziest person?
It's so hard because every day I was surprised by something that would happen on the show. It was always a formula. We always had the conflict, the two stories, blah, blah, blah. And then we'd have the third party, ding dong. Oh, gotta take a commercial break. Let's find out, it was like, that was a formula that worked so well. But always something would take me by surprise. I mean, having that guy, that Fred Phelps guy who was like that, that reverend that would protest at AIDS victims' funerals. That guy, we gave him a platform, and then I threw him off the show because he disrespected me. I was like 25 years old. It was my first season. And he just started shouting these proverbs at me, called me names, and I just got him removed from the set. And it was like really scary for me because I was like, I'm a young person. That was a turning point for me because I really had to like own this role of being this moderator and mediate, and that was traumatizing on some level, but mostly it was a good time. It was a really good time, and people had fun. People love the nostalgia aspect of it. I mean, it's so funny that people are so into still talking about the show today. Well, again, it was kind of a better time.
I was going to say, kids don't know what that's like now, right? Because all we have is, the kids have social media to look at, but like no one understood what it was like to watch a show where a community was getting together, doing chants, laughing, kind of talking about.
It was a simpler time. I mean, even interracial marriage was like kind of taboo. A racy thing.
For sure, yeah. My mom used to say that. She'd be like, when I first came out, she said, Ryan, when I was growing up, if you were white and black and you were together and you tried to get married, it was like a no-go. Like people just wouldn't accept that. She's like, when you are an adult and you decide to get married, it will be okay. And I just would look at her like, that's not going to happen. Like, because I was so convinced that like the world wouldn't change that quickly. Yeah. Thank God it did. Yeah. I had gotten married. Yeah. And like, it was just a wild time in life, but to, reflect on how it used to be is very interesting.
I'm so grateful I grew up in the time that I did. Yeah. Like, I feel like with technology being later in my life, I learned how to type on a typewriter in high school. Yep. I mean, that's how old I am.
We were doing typing classes.
Well, you're a lot younger than me.
I know, but we still did typing classes. I mean, I had a typewriter class.
Yeah. It's just not having smartphones and not having, it's like, I remember, answering machines and fax machines and I remember VCRs and Betamax even. So I think I had the perfect balance of like that, before technology or, pre all of it and having it now.
Do you feel like you're at home in yourself now in life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
You seem
pretty comfortable in my skin, really proud of all the accomplishments. I love the career I've had. I feel very much I'm at a point where I'm complete. Like if I didn't work again, I'm fine.
What are you doing now? Like, what's the next
Well,
step?
It's so funny because I've been doing a few podcasts. And so last week I did a podcast and I was like, I'm done with acting. I'm done. And then I got an acting job.
No, really?
So I'm going to do a movie in Canada. I'm doing a movie of the week for Lifetime.
Oh, amazing.
And I don't know if it's called a movie. I think it's called an MOW still. And it's a true crime drama that I'm doing where I play a real, a woman named Judy Cox, who, I think her name was Judy Cox Powell. Her daughter was Susan Cox Powell. Okay. And she was murdered, but they never found her body. And her husband, they always knew he was the suspect, but they never had the evidence to get him. He ended up tragically killing her two sons and himself in a house fire. No. So it's the story of this family, and I play the mother and the grandmother. I play a grandmother. Wow. And so I'm going to do this project, and it's just, happening in a couple weeks. Okay. It's so fast. I'm going to Canada for a month. And I'm going to get my acting chops back.
Acting chops.
I know. I haven't done an acting job since I did a small role in 2021. And but my point is that I'm like very much like I'm open to an opportunity, but I'm not like hungry to stay relevant,
Yeah,
to like
yeah, yeah.
to be back on top, to do another talk show. No, none of that. I'm just like here for what presents
Life
itself.
brings you and-
You know, at the end of the day, I get to go home to my amazing giant man and my sweet little dog, and whether I'm in Malibu or I'm in New York, and you know, just taking it all in.
Beautiful. Okay, well, we're coming to the end of our little chit chat today.
Okay.
And I kind of asked you a couple questions. It's called This or That. So you can only pick one of these answers, okay? I know you've been to both these places many times. So Ibiza or Burning Man?
Oh my God. I mean, okay, I'd say Ibiza, because Burning Man, I've been 4 times. It's really, all my costumes burned in the fire. It's really hard. I hope to go back, but I'm definitely going to go back to Ibiza. I don't know if I'm going to go back to Burning Man.
Okay. Landline or iPhone?
iPhone.
Oh.
Yeah, iPhone.
Okay.
I'm very much addicted to my technology.
You know what I love about you is that you send voice notes.
I know.
I'm a big voice note person.
It's
friends
way
wanna
better
kill
because
me.
then you get context. You get.
I love it, like the emotion
yes.
behind it.
And I'm lazy with my typing.
Well, I can't. I'm very dyslexic and I can't spell very well. So for me, it's so much easier because I get less in my head about like, oh, am I spelling this
Mine's
right?
laziness.
You know? Okay.
Yeah.
Great. I know you're a Swiftie.
Yes.
So if you only could listen to one album, the rest of your life, would it be Tortured Poets Society or Taylor's debut album?
I was just listening to Tortured Poets Society on the way over here because someone had posted this really funny guy on Instagram this morning. I saw him and he was like, I have to admit, I have never gotten over Tortured Poets Society. Like he's still, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, you know, I haven't listened to that album in a little because I've been listening to the newer one.
Yeah.
And I listened to it on the way here.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's so good.
It's so good. But she's so special.
Have you met her before?
I am not, but I think I'm going. You want to know how I'm going to?
Yes.
I'm manifesting this.
Okay.
So, okay, stay with me on this.
I'm here.
You know, I told you my proudest professional achievement is the documentary, The Business of Being Born.
Yes.
Okay, her good friend, Gigi Hadid. Gigi Hadid was on the cover of Vogue magazine a few years ago after she'd had her baby.
Yes.
She had a home birth, I believe, or a natural birth, because she saw, one of the reasons was because she was impacted by my film. Wow. So I believe when Taylor Swift is going to get pregnant, probably in the next year or two, Gigi is going to say, you need to watch The Business of Being Born. Boom. And that film is going to educate her, empower her. See, I'm manifesting this.
Of course.
And she is going to be deeply moved by what she learns from my film and thus have a beautiful, natural home birth experience. And one day she is going to tell me about it.
Okay. You heard it here first. Ricki
I mean,
and Tay
it seems
hitting the road
obvious,
together, talking
right?
about home births. Yes.
So, yeah.
I love that.
That's my line of thinking.
Okay. But that's, again, that line of thinking is the only way that you get everything you want out of life. I mean, it's
worked out for me.
I was going to say, it's working for you. It's working for me. It works for others that I know. And it's the friends or the people I know who are constantly doubting themselves or thinking they can't. Things don't happen, you know, but if you want to be the best real estate agent, you better say, I'm going to sell a fucking $20 million house every single day. If you want to be the best actor, you say, I'm getting the leading role. Whatever it is in life, if you want to be the best mom, say, I'm going to show up for my kids every single day.
Yeah.
If you start saying that stuff to yourself every day, it's a lot better chance that it's going to happen than saying the opposite.
Yep.
To your point, the way we think, one foot in front of the other. Ricki, I am so honored. I don't want to get emotional, but I'm just very, 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 very touched that you would sit here with some guy that you've never really fucking met. We met on Instagram. Who would have fucking thought
We're
that
like
Instagram?
soul siblings because you lived in my building.
We lived in each other's building.
Did you own in that or you rented?
I
You
rented. Yeah.
That is the craziest. My husband's going to lose his mind.
Because it's a small building, guys. It's not a big building in New York. Like,
it's 27 units,
yes,
I think.
But it's a beautiful modern building. I lived there. I was the first person who lived in the building. So they just had built it. And
it was
that's
brand
before
new?
the High Line. Brand new.
Did you have an outdoor space?
No. My apartment didn't have outdoor space.
Because the 5th floor had that big terraces.
But it was beautiful. You know, back then people were
Unreal.
like, I can't believe you live here. This is next level. I'll be fully transparent. I was dating someone who lived there with me.
Okay.
He made all the money.
He wasn't your husband?
No, not my husband. Yeah.
Okay.
He worked for a big music label, right?
Were you a designer then?
No, I was an actor. Well, modeling actor. Yeah. I was like trying to do like commercials and all that stuff. So I was with Ford forever and did that whole thing.
Wow.
And then design happened when I moved to LA. I did my first house in Los Angeles, and someone said, "Hey, we love your style. Would you design our house in Malibu?" And it was on the beach. It was a $10 million weekend home for them, like a 2-bedroom. And I said, "Sure, I'll give this a try." It got published. And House Beautiful, I won the Next Wave House Beautiful Award.
No shit.
And I was 27, and I was like, you know what? I need to like move on from this acting modeling thing. Ricki, to your point about manifesting, I always said this will come back in my life at some point that it's much more meaningful.
Yeah.
I never felt like super connected to being an actor. Like one of my producers, Krista, is an amazing actress. Like that never felt like my God's gift. My God's gift always felt like the connection.
Whoa,
yeah,
baby,
you agree.
I know.
Was to connect with people.
She's like,
so,
yeah, that's
and now
amazing.
we're here today.
Wow.
Marrying my design world
Yeah.
with my lived life experience and my ability to hopefully connect with others.
Yeah. Well,
And
you seem
so
like
blessed
a
in it.
natural.
Really?
So I'm happy to pass the baton, the microphone over to you.
Me? I mean, I can't do it justice. That's for sure. You're
Stop.
incredible. But I will try to get a sliver of who you are. And I think that my last question is, do you have any imparting wisdom on someone, starting off in this like hosting capacity?
I mean, be yourself and be a good listener.
Okay.
I think, yeah, I mean, that's one of the things. Like I didn't have an earpiece. Wasn't fed anything in my ear when I did my show. It was all me having experience in the moment. And yeah.
Okay.
I wish you the best. You're
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you.
So
Thank you. Thank you for
grateful.
being here with us.
So grateful. I feel like you're my real friend now.
We are
We're
real friends.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
hope
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I have a little gift I want to give you, which you. But roomies, thank you so much for joining us today. By the way, we're calling the listeners roomies.
Great. I like
so,
it.
Roomies, thank you for joining for the first episode of Rooms to Feel with the one and only Ricki Lake.
Yay.
Thank you.